welcome to Minute of the Apes, the daily podcast where we break down every Planet of the Apes movies, 1 minute at a time. I am your host, Todd. Across from me is my friend, Sean. And right across from us, again today, this is Thursday, it's Richard.
Richard from Zeus Comics.
So, in between the shows, we had a great conversation about a number of things, but one of the things that Richard brought up, and I knew about, but we want to give it to him and let him tell a bit about something fun he does. Richard, why don't you tell the folks what you're telling us?
So in addition to owning Zeus Comics here in Dallas, Texas, I actually got a really fun gig doing some video recaps for our local CW affiliate, CW33, and another affiliate in CW affiliate in Florida. And I get to recap their superhero shows online at CW33.com.
Well, more than superheroes.
More than superheroes, I get to do Supergirl, Legends of Tomorrow, Arrow, Flash, and Riverdale, which is one of my favorite new shows. And I know the creator, so that's kind of neat. And every week, starting this new season, I will talk about all 5 of those shows every week on a video.
So we're going to do a great job. And Sean, I've been meaning to say this. I'm going to add a page to the site that is about our guests.
Where they can find them.
So that they can find their stuff. You know, we already do a great job of saying the things that we want to promote from ourselves, but I want our guests to have that opportunity. So we'll put links to this. But why don't you say just where they can find these clips?
They can go to CW33.com or the CW33 website or CW33 page on Facebook. They put them up on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube. Well, they don't put them up on YouTube. We put them on YouTube.
And you've done more than that. You've also done stuff with How to Be a Superhero with Flash.
Oh yeah, did you know that we did?
I didn't see that.
So it was kind of fun. We did a How to Train Like a Superhero.
Nice.
Based upon each of the superhero shows. So there's a How to Train Like a Superhero, How to Train Like Arrow, How to Train Like Supergirl, How to Train Like Legends of Tomorrow, How to Train Like Flash.
Yeah.
And I basically get in the ring with an MMA fighter and he beats the shit out of me.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
And this is an MMA fighter who has a Superman tattooed symbol on his chest.
Okay.
Huge.
So this is totally I don't want to railroad the minute.
No, I like this minute being railroaded because I'm going to tell you, you need to send me links to this tomorrow. Sean, for the entire time Sean and I have been friends, it's constantly me going to him and going, where do I find it? And he'll either tell me to Google it or whatever, but this time just send it to me.
This is how you use Google, Todd.
I'm like, bite me.
It was in the ring with an MMA guy. He was not playing around.
Oh, no.
He didn't pull punches?
Well, you know, his 10% is my, death blow.
and for those that don't know, can't see Richard don't know. He's a very fit man.
Richard does CrossFit.
You've got to watch out for those MMA guys. I mean, he is skinny, and he's 165, 160 or some 175, non-season, in season 135, wiry. He will beat the shit out of you. I will not mess with any MMA people.
And let's be quite honest, Richard could beat the shit out of Todd and me.
Oh my God!
Together,
Sean and I standing together would be done with Richard. It's not even funny.
He put a chokehold on me, I'm gonna.
And he asked for that.
Did you nut punch him at least? I'm sorry. Somebody was a chokehold. I start going for
I thought I was gonna die.
Quit playing.
I literally they get on set and I'm like, okay, this is the move. This is the chokehold. This is how the chokeout works. And for that second, I am panicking. My face is beat red. I'm waving at my face. I'm trying to get his arm off of me. And this was just the setup. So
seriously?
So we break, and the director and my friend, who's JJ, Sean's wife, who happened to be there helping us out, comes over
giggling?
She was giggling. She was, that was perfect. Do that again in this shot. And I'm like, that was real. I know. I thought I was gonna die.
You know, I knew JJ was a little bit mean, but Jesus, I had no idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So now we're here to talk Minute of the Apes, right?
Yes.
Yeah. We're at minute 45. It begins with humans in an exterior cage.
Minute 45 or 44?
Oh, is it minute 44? My bad. It is minute 44.
We are
minute 44.
Everything's getting a little livelier.
We begin with humans in an exterior cage. We end with Taylor fighting another native.
Mm-hmm.
Sean, you want to give us our little
We
count?
We got our 2 living humans, 2 dead humans, a shrewdness of ape, and a gaggle of humanoids.
A gaggle of humanoids.
I don't know what else to call it.
So right off the bat, I'm going to ask, and this is a set design issue. Why does that cage have a huge nipple on the top of it?
The jungle gym. Did it have a nipple on the top of it?
You look and it goes up, and then it does this little thing.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
And it's just, I looked at it and I kept thinking, I really paused it. And I'll try to put a picture of this on the website so people can see it if you don't know what we're talking about. But I started thinking
Is it a metal nipple?
No, it is whatever it looks like bamboo is what they built this cage out of, something like that.
No, it was metal. It was a jungle gym. It looked like a jungle gym.
Was it
pretty
metal?
sure it was metal.
Okay, my bad. But it literally goes and it has a point at the top. And so you start trying to think of why would it. Number one, they're trying to get their prisoners out and give them a little bit of exercise, I assume.
Right.
You don't want your prisoners to escape, but you give them a nice crow's nest to climb up to. I couldn't figure it out. I other than the designer said this is a little foreign and different.
Well, when you look at the center of the cage that they're in, they have this very large dead piece of wood in the center. And when we think about our modern zoos, they kind of have these random pieces of rocks and like stone wood that they make to let the animals kind of hang off of and play on and ride.
Just thought people we saw them climbing trees earlier minutes to get fruits down, so maybe they think they want to hang out.
But trees don't have nipples.
What trees are you looking at?
What trees? I don't mean to go on, but I look at it and I thought this is the weirdest design of anything. I can't fathom. Look at the very top of it.
I don't know.
It's just very odd.
Well, I just thought it was weird that some humans hang on the bars and the apes are banging on the bars to get them off. Yet there are other humans hanging on the bars in the back and they don't give a shit about them.
So these are still experimental apes or humans.
Humans,
right? And we've got a cage.
Yes.
And they're moving them outdoor for sunlight.
I guess so that they.
There's some discussion.
Even though you just put Taylor in with the space hoochie, and the next thing we see is that he's taken outside. Did they mate already, and they've been taken out now to walk it off?
Well, we as humans, we're going to say maybe like a zoo environment. We let animals in and out. So maybe that's the equivalent of, all right, we've had them inside for a while. They do need to move outside just to have an environment that's different from being enclosed, even though they're still in a cage.
But then when we go to after it does the establishing shot, then it goes to a pan shot, and I want to say it's right to left of Taylor walking with unnamed space hoochie. The natives behind it have a bunch of corn husks, and they're fighting over corn husks.
That's exactly what I have a note here. I said, is everyone fighting over corn or just the husks? What are they doing?
And they're tugging, and then it actually gets to one as they walked. It's like 3 beats, and I swear the people in the back, they're giggling. They're looking and they're laughing at each other.
It's a primitive era for extras. There's no craft services. All they got are corn husks.
Well, it did say that where they shot this, and I don't know that this goes to the same location, but they were truly local people that they brought in.
From California.
Yeah, that wherever this valley was, it was that place where they dammed it off and then they shot this stuff somewhere. They brought in local people.
So they weren't extras. They were literally people that they just hired.
And maybe they saw the idiotic nature of fighting over corn husks.
Maybe
they actually fought over corn husks.
But that's something the director would notice. He would just see what's happening in the background. You're not paying attention to
So are the apes trying to give them like a super fiber diet too? I mean, eating corn husks.
Yes.
What would that do?
It's going to go right through you. I also noticed that some of the actors that are walking in the background actually do like a loping gait, and then some people are just like, I'm walking like a person.
Are you talking the apes or the humans?
No, the humans. They're literally loping.
Really? I didn't notice that.
You can't see me doing it, but they're doing a waddle, kind of like Dr. Zaius was, and then other people were just, I'm just going to walk like a person.
I was just kind of confused because we had the humans that were captured and experimented on, we had them in their cells, and then this was kind of an abrupt cut to an outside prison yard.
I agree.
I thought it was just very sudden, and suddenly like, well, this is new, and these are not jail cells.
There's no motivation.
It's not a zoo.
Well, it follows the idea that if you in screenplay writing, you don't want to go interior. You want to go interior, exterior. You want to mix it. So we've been inside now with a couple of interior moments, and it does feel like somebody said, hey, we got to get outside. You've got to open this up. Because it is put outside for no reason other than that.
And there's also the theory that you're supposed to cut in late and get out early. in a scene. You're supposed to never show the setup. You just get in when it's already happening, and you get out before it's in.
But it also, going back to what happened before with putting them in a cage together, it's very odd that was such a, ooh, we're going to giggle about it.
And
there's no moment to leave them to have that moment. Yeah. It's suddenly they're outside.
Right. It just kind of, something magically happened, and now we're outside of this compound.
It's just a very odd cut. We do finally meet Cornelius.
Yes, this is the next big introduction.
So, pulling back...
Cornelius Cornhusk? Is there any...
Oh, stop it. Have another beer. Played by the great Roddy McDowall. Mm-hmm. I have to say...
Cheers to Roddy McDowall.
Yeah, cheers to Roddy McDowall. So, died in 1998 at the age of 70. The man was literally in film production for the majority of his life, for 60 years.
Yeah. He's in everything.
Fright Night, best movie.
Well, you know what's funny is as I made these things, I went through and I'm like, God, there's so much here. I want to talk about film history. And I started telling my wife, and she went, you forgot Fright Night. And I was like, oh my God. Uh-huh. So Fright Night. We're going to say that first and foremost. But Roddy McDowall became known as one of the first people to take a camera on set with him. He would take cameras and he would take Super 8 footage, so much so that at the time of his death, the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences named their photography archive after him.
Wow.
Because he became the person that sort of created that idea.
He's kind of doing the behind-the-scenes stuff.
In fact, if you watch on the discs that we have there at the end of the table, the documentary about the making of, there are tons of footage and pictures that he took on set. Just tons of stuff.
Wow.
He's known for having starred in How Green Was My Valley, which was the film by John Ford in 1941 that beat Citizen Kane for Best Picture.
Oh, come on.
Okay. I joked with Sean we're going to have to do the Citizen Kane minute, but it's one of those great travesties. It's a good movie, but it's not Citizen Kane. Mm-hmm. Became great friends with Elizabeth Taylor, remained her best friend after they met on the set of Lassie Come Home in 1943. He was in all of the Planet of the Apes movies except for Battle of the Planet of the Apes because he was busy directing another film.
I was going to say, he's the one who stayed through basically almost the entire thing.
He did.
Is that the fifth one? I don't know these, so sorry.
Well,
hang on. We have a box set over there. You can look at them.
I was about to say, for some reason, I'm doubting myself. Battle is the last one, but I don't think that's correct. No, it's got to be Beneath. And
Battle was the last.
But I think Beneath is the one that he wasn't in.
Second one was Beneath.
Yeah, I think Beneath. And
so he did 1, 3, 4, 5?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, he doesn't show him starring on Beneath. He was in Escape. He was in...
And I put my notes wrong. It is Beneath that he was not in. He was directing the film.
He skipped the second one.
It was his only film he ever directed, so I guess he wasn't great. But he made up for it by being in the TV show playing Galen. And again,
is that a good thing or a bad thing?
So I don't remember what year
we're not doing the Planet of the Apes TV show minute.
We won't ever touch that.
Never.
But as a young boy, loving science fiction, Star Trek and Planet of the Apes TV show, even though I think Planet of the Apes TV show only lasted like 14 episodes.
Right. A season, yeah.
I loved it. And it was him. He was, even as a boy, I could tell who he was. And
you could see the actor.
It was magic. He was there, and I loved him. Again, 60-year career in movies from 38 to 98. But what an introduction, because he gets an ape kiss.
All right, so first of all,
that was awkward.
When I kiss my wife, it has nothing to do with this. We always just kiss 3 times. Kiss, kiss, kiss. And then I saw this, and I saw 2 people bumping rubber mats together. Bump, bump, bump. And I'm like, oh, fuck.
Well, we won't ever kiss that way again. When Sean and I see each other, we kiss 4 times.
There we go. I'm not telling you where I kiss him, but we kiss 4 times.
Well, it says here in this script, because I printed out the script.
Yeah,
it says here, he gives her a quick peck on the cheek, but that was not the cheek.
No, that was
weird, like latex lips on latex lips.
So my first thought when I watched it, and I don't think I had my volume up enough, was could the sound guy not put a
just like a
But then as I turned it up, I think they literally kept the on-set audio because it's very muffled by that, and it's more like it's weird.
Well, there's this attempt to show that so this is the first Cornelius coming on and with Zira. This is the first sense that we have that apes have relationships with each other. That they're not just a society of
there's a partnership.
Sterile. There's a partnership,
right.
And there's romance, and there's love, and it's indicated by this kiss, this kiss and this hand holding.
But this kiss also has an awkwardness that I didn't think of before. When we get Zira's giggles before, they don't kiss If I see my wife, I don't give a shit who's around me. I'm kissing my wife.
It's not a romantic kiss; it's a platonic kiss.
Well, they also look back and forth like, is anyone